So YouTube family, the one that they call Lil Durk has officially been administrated into the Miami Federal Prison Detention Center. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go details into this. This is breaking news, and I got the registration number, everything you have to know about the update currently going on with Durkio, Lil Durk, what they call him. So, ladies and gentlemen, we know what's been going on and transpiring in the OTF cooperation situation. But before we get started, smash that like button and hit the notification bell. Let's get started.
I've been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Niggas bless up on my...
So, YouTube family, Durkio, the one they call him, the big honcho, the voice of the streets, the real voice of the streets. There's YouTubers, several ones of them calling themselves voice of the streets, but there will be only one person with that moniker who's known other than as Durkio, Lil Durk from Chicago. He has been in a tough situation right now. Your own friends telling on you, your own friends flipping on you, but he will be spending for unknown time at his duration towards the Miami federal facilities. He has been transferred from Broward County Jail to the Miami Detention Center. I don't know how long he's going to be there, but he probably could be there for a long time, as this federal facility would be the same similar one as to the California federal facilities. So now I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more. Before we break this case down and show some more receipts, let's look into more further on what Lil Durk would be going through at the Miami Federal Bureau of Prisons. Now, we have to do it like this so you fans of Lil Durk can understand what he's going through and what he's feeling right now, because a lot of people are like, Durk already been arrested a lot, he's used to it. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the state. This is the big boys. This is no other than the feds. Now, before we get started, smash that like button once again. I will keep emphasizing on the smashing the like button. So, Miami federal prisons are not the best in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Your celebrity status doesn't mean anything to those individuals in there. Here is a news footage of a brawl that happened in Miami. I can't show you the footage of the brawl, but we're going to show you footage of the reports and people speaking about it. As I fall back, smash that like button again. Thank you. That's it.
Miami-Dade after a bloody brawl there over a lockdown tonight at a federal prison in Southwest Miami-Dade after a bloody brawl there over the weekend sent some inmates to the hospital.
It is just the latest in a string of problems the NBC6 investigators have covered at FCI Miami in recent years.
Tony Pipitone is here to shed more light on what's happening there now. Tony, what can you tell us?
Well, there are more than 700 low security prisoners at FCI Miami. More dangerous inmates are supposed to go to medium or high security facilities like penitentiaries. But those who work on the inside tell us that is not always happening at FCI Miami, and violence can result. Fights, even riots, like the one last year in the exercise yard, are nothing new to FCI Miami. But Saturday afternoon, sources tell us, a vicious fight broke out inside one of these buildings between rival gangs, with 4 inmates injured, at least 2 of them with puncture wounds, also known here as getting shanked.
Miami-Dade after a bloody brawl there over a lockdown tonight at a federal prison in Southwest Miami.
Now, as you see, a lot of purported things are continuing to happen there, and it's been a lot of people who have come back to their loved ones and family and say, even when you're staying out your way, you're still in harm's way when you're in one of these facilities. Now, there was a witness who's seen several incidents of these, especially that major one they just talked about. I'm gonna let him explain to you guys what Lil Durk is going through and will be going through at the Miami Federal Detention Center.
How long did you work in the federal prison system?
28 years, 5 months.
Jose Rojas is retired now, a former union leader who still consults with locals, and he says the low security FCI Miami is home to some more dangerous inmates who should be in more secure facilities.
So you got medium to high inmates at an institution that's a low. So you're not going to have the staffing, and then you're going to have the violence.
One contributor, correctional officers have complained.
The Residential Drug Abuse Treatment Program.
Inmates have a legal right to a drug treatment program, and the only one in the nation for Spanish-speaking men is here at FCI Miami.
So once they complete the program, they stay there. So you have a lot of inmates that really don't belong at that institution.
How does that result? How long did you work in the federal prison system?
28 years, 5 months.
Jose Rojas is retired now, a former union leader who still consults with locals, and he says the low...
So Jose Rojas would go a little bit further and explain more about that brawl. But notice the explanation is also letting you know what inmates in there are going through.
Issues like what we had Saturday.
You got gangs, usually at a low institution, you have inmates probably 5 years or lesser ready to go to the streets, so they're going to be on your best behavior. But when you have these inmates that have 20 years to life, they're going to try to rule the compound.
Federal correctional officers tell us the bloody battle that broke out Saturday could have been worse.
And I'm just glad, for the staff point of view, there was nobody hurt from the staff. Because that's my biggest fear is staff are going to get seriously injured because they're not appropriately staffed to watch over these inmates.
Number issues like what we had Saturday.
Now, I want you guys to know the location of this Miami federal prison. It's not a fan favorite one, and the community, well, at least the rich, wealthy community, are uncomfortable because they put it right next to high towers and risers, such as these condominiums that wealthy people like purchasing. And there's been a lot of access to the inmates being able to see these beautiful women at the swimming pool and their cat calling. Well, let me fall back and let you see it for yourself.
Tonight, people living in a downtown Miami high-rise say they've been robbed of their relaxation.
The building sits in the shadow over the federal detention center, and they say their incarcerated neighbors are disturbing the peace.
Inmates from the Miami Federal Detention Center yelling from their recreational space across from Ryan Ray's apartment building.
I don't use the pool that much here because it doesn't get sun very much, but it does get sun during the time that they're in there.
Ryan recorded this video Monday from the pool deck up on the 15th floor. Now, it's hard to make out what the inmates are yelling, but the whistling and the intended targets are very clear. The detention center right across the street has been housing men and women of all security levels since 1995. It was a parking lot. The federal detention center right across the street has been housing men and women of all security levels since 1995.
Do you think the developer cared? No.
I couldn't get anyone on the phone with the developer to see what, if anything, is being done to mitigate the issue. I'm still waiting for a reply to my emails. On-site property managers tell me, though, the detention center does come up on tours. I'm told some residents have complained, but that the issue is, quote, not a problem.
The girls walk out the balcony and they're like, guys are like, yeah.
So it's a thing.
It's a thing.
A thing the Federal Bureau of Prisons is taking seriously. In a statement, a spokesperson writes, "The issue presented in the video is under investigation, and we are actively pursuing a solution that both addresses the concern of the public and is in accordance with American Correctional Association guidelines." If anywhere in the development portfolio, while this site was being developed, before it was built, did any of this come up? Were there any red flags or concerns raised? We're waiting to get those records back. In the meantime, here's the...
Tonight, people living in a downtown...
Just a lot going on to make you wonder as far as Durkio's mindset. Now, to go a little bit more in-depth about the facility down there in Miami, let me help you guys out. Now, there's a group called the Zukis Consulting Group. They wanted to do a video to let you guys know real closer as far as the mindsets of inmates on the Miami Federal Detention Center. Now, some of this might be disturbing, might not be to you, but if you have family and loved ones in there or any other federal facilities, let's go deeper into it. So, you have the FDC Miami Federal Detention Center in Miami, but when we look deeper inside it, the facilities are filthy. The facilities of housing both men and females have not been up to par with regulations. So there is not a rich lifestyle for Durkio up in there right now. He is going through it. Now, it's opened in 1985 and has been nothing but bad since it's been open. Now it has a lot of spaces and areas for the inmates to go to as far as GED classes and recreation, but the comfortability there is just down below zero. It's graded as one of the worst facilities to go towards. You would think it being Miami that everything is glamour and glitz and gold, but that's not the story told. Now if you're certain inmates, you're not gonna be comfortable in there, but if you're a Durkio, and especially having the name that he has, maybe you can somewhat reason with the inmates there through not extortion, but who knows? When you're in there, you're in there. All rules apply to whoever is the head honcho. At least that's what things appear to me. So looking at this, man, we hope Durkio can get better in there mindset wise, because the way they took Durkio down is, whoo, forget about betrayal. What about gut wrenching? The bubble guts, as they would say, the BGs. You know what I mean? I wish Durkio the best. All I can do is just speak from my perspective. And looking at this, certain things should not have went this far. But when you're looking at the paperwork and the co-conspirators, I hate to admit it, the feds don't make a case like this unless they have everything that's wrapped up.
Man, watch it. I'm telling you, niggas gonna wake up. It's gonna happen.
And see, for Wallow, right? He always talked to me and he like, cuz you just don't understand how many young niggas I used to see come through that motherfucking jail, man. Young niggas who was just full of life, just now them niggas in there facing that motherfucking homicide, and now them niggas they be done. Them niggas just all of life done left them niggas come from that courtroom, them niggas done got that 100.
What's messed up is after that, Durk would predict his own fate and said, they asked me where I'ma be in 10 years. Shush, I said the feds. Words are a spell that you're casting on yourself, as one of my co-hosts, Maybach Mel, would like to say. And I agree with him. For OTF Jam and Durk situation, I don't know, guys. Things just look wild when you're helping people out.
Hell yeah, because shit, you just came home not too long ago. Like, when you come home?
So I've been home a little bit over a year.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit over a year. Yeah. 12 years flat.
12 years?
Like 12 years. Did my time. Ain't told on nobody.
Right.
Ain't no food shit on my name.
No, sir. There is food things on your name, and that's when Durk obviously.
Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came. Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came.
And he really did, unfortunately, man, to look at all these paperworks being put out there through members of his own. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemies. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave you out with this snippet of the arrest situation. And with that, y'all smash that like button. I'm DJ Bless One, the best one. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed.
We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a murder for hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Durk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night and is being held without bond. This comes only hours after 5 people associated with his music business were also accused and taking part in that murder for hire plot. Now, the plot targeted rapper Quando Rondo's cousin, who was killed in 2022. Investigators believe it was retaliation for the earlier murder of Chicago rapper King Von.
Heart been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I